Everybody have a good week. Ryan, is this your first time on the call?
It is, yeah. Good to meet
Awesome.
everybody. I watched a lot of the replays, so I feel like I know everybody, but
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you. Well, if you don't mind, do you want to take a minute and just introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from and what you got
yeah,
going
I
on.
live in Minnesota. I've been looking for a duplex to house hack here, my wife and I, but we haven't been able to find anything. So we started investing out of state, and I've been investing in Detroit. So have a single family there, and then just close on a duplex. So just kind of getting going on the duplex. And then refinancing actually today on the first property. So yeah, it's been great, learning a lot. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You said you're in Minnesota and you're investing in Detroit.
Yes. Uh-huh.
What made you pick Detroit?
Well, I knew a couple other. He's basically a wholesaler, like, but investor as well.
Mhm.
So, and he'd been doing it for a while. He has like 12 rentals and has been successful. So I'm kind of going off his coattails a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the first deal, I'm happy with it. And it ends up being like a 64% cash on cash return after doing the refinance. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And then this duplex, I think, should be a pretty good deal too. So yeah,
That's cool. Nice.
yeah,
Well, congratulations on that. I hope
yeah. Thank you.
many more to come. And good. Thanks for coming on today.
Yeah,
Are
thank
you
you.
doing value add or turnkey?
Yeah, no value add. So it was like just to give you the numbers on it, was 67 with closing costs, purchase, 32 rehab, a refinance out at 140.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
And then it's only going to cash flow like $100 a month, but I only left 1,200 in the deal, so I'm pretty happy with that, So
Did you cash out at 75%?
it actually it was maybe like 78%. It ended up being like I didn't end up getting quite all of it, but yeah. So
That's essentially a free house to me, even if it takes
Yeah.
$100. The rent's going to go up and the debt's going to go down. So
yeah. So and it seems to be appreciating pretty well there too. So I think it'll be pretty good.
nice. Yeah, I was just in Detroit in January, and in Flint, and I was actually looking at some properties out there. I had never even thought or searched, but when I was out there, I was kind of looking, and I see those exact kind of similar numbers. And
Yeah.
do you go inspect properties yourself, or are you just buying them sight unseen, or how is that?
Yeah, unseen, no inspection either. So there's a little bit of risk, obviously, but he's like, yeah, that's what we do. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
we'll give it a shot. So
Wow, awesome.
yeah. So it's kind of cool, like rather than going through the MLS closing process, it's so quick, like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you got it in 2 days. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, direct to seller, off market. That's kind of my favorite now.
Yeah.
That's really all I do. Yeah, that's
For
good.
sure. Yeah.
Are you self-managing, Ryan?
No, I do have a property manager, and he's good. Like, I like him, and I was going to ask you guys a couple things on it too. But
Yeah.
so he charges 12%, so it's a little bit high. It's above standard. But I know in Detroit that can be a little challenging with a lot of the tenants and stuff too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was gonna like ask you guys. So like on the first statement that I got, so like he deducted out there was a basement window that needed to replace, so that was 275, and then installed a new lock on the garage, and that was 210. And then there was like a duplex plug that they put in on a service call for 125. So I mean, and then a door lock for 150. So like how do you guys work it out with the property manager? Like, a certain amount that you say, hey, reach out to me, let me know, or like how do you guys typically do that?
I use zero property managers. I supplement every one of my properties, but I do have a couple questions. So he's at 12%. Is he charging you at least renewal fee?
So if it's through Section 8, he said if it's Section 8, they don't. If it's through like someone else where they have to negotiate like a higher rate or whatever, then they do. So he doesn't see it at Section 8.
Okay. And then my next question, it's going to be hard to gauge your pricing, but I think because you don't know if he's ripping me off, or is 275 a good price? Is that cheap? Is that good? It's really hard to gauge because you haven't done it yourself.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all, but I would say with that, that's kind of it's kind of hard. It's hard. It's really hard to gauge. But I use no property managers. I would say give a threshold of like 300. But I don't know what you're comfortable with. That's why it's kind of
Okay.
hard to explain. If you're comfortable with like 500 bucks, 300 bucks, I would say, hey, call me after anything over that. Anything less, kind of take care of it. You have the
Okay.
account, you have the card number, whatever it is. I would definitely give a threshold unless you want to know of everything. I don't know. Like it's kind of
I mean, I don't,
yeah.
but
Then if
yeah,
you
I mean, I didn't know if you guys like if all of a sudden I show $1,000 bill, like I guess I'd probably be a little surprised.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
that all one. That was all one bill, or was that?
Yeah, so this is my first statement I got from, so there was, a few, which the window was to pass the Section 8 inspection, so the
Mhm.
275 basement window replacement. I knew like that he had to do that to get past the inspection,
Mhm.
so I was aware of that one. But the other ones were a little bit, like, okay,
So
didn't
is he
know
a
about.
freelancer kind of property manager, or is it a property management company that has a team?
It's a company. He's a smaller company, but he was referred to me by quite a few people.
Okay.
So it seems like he really does take care of the tenants' needs and stuff, which I appreciate that because that's what I want.
And full-time maintenance on staff, or
Yes, he does. Yeah.
oh, that's good. Okay, then usually you're getting cheaper rates that way than just somebody just finding a regular contractor off the street.
Yeah, it seems like it.
The cost of those repairs seemed awful high for Detroit.
Okay.
I would definitely look into that some more because changing a lock for $100-something just seems a little high.
I kind of was wondering about that. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll reach out to a couple other people in the Detroit groups that I'm in.
I mean,
I think it
certain
doesn't
things they
hurt to
need
have
get
your
done.
own. It doesn't hurt to
What's
have
that?
your own contractor as well, where you could call and gauge these prices. It's a little bit more work for you on the front end, but I think it'd be good to, like, if you call and say, hey, so and so, they're charging me $1,000 for these three. What could you do it for? Like,
Okay.
but then that's defeating the purpose of the property manager essentially too. So it's kind of a fine line. But I really can't speak. I self-managed. I've never used a property manager.
Okay. Yeah, because you got I remember listening. You got all yours right there where you're living in California.
But my out of state's Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I do have but my out of states, I've never dealt with a property manager, never interviewed, never worked with one. And then locally, I flip, so I don't have any here either. But
Okay, might have to learn from your systems.
yeah,
Property manager in Gary, Indiana, and 8 to 12% is pretty much market and wherever
Okay.
you go. So it depends really on what city you are. And I know that you were recommended, but 12% is pretty standard.
Okay.
As
Is
far
that what Angelo charges, or
huh?
is that what Angelo in Gary, is that what he charges, or?
I believe Angelo charges 10%. I
Okay.
use CBS Properties who charges 8%.
Okay.
And there's a placement fee. I believe for me, half the rent goes on to the property manager of the first month for the placement, but the lease signing, the placement of the tenant. For the changing of the locks, 200 to 300 sounds about appropriate for front door and back door.
Okay.
Which I paid in the past, but on your contract there should be at least somewhere where repairs need to be stipulated. So like if it's the property manager sends a handyman, if the handyman is contractor W2, there should be an hourly rate that they charge, and then that should be on your statement, like how long it took the handyman to be there. Repairing whatever they repair. So I think my property manager handyman's rate is $40 an hour. If the job took 2 hours, then it will be $80. And if it goes anything above $200, she is required to send me an email for approval. So
Okay.
if that should be on your contract, just take another look at it. If it's not, then you need to have a conversation with that property manager, preferably over text or email, so you can refer to it back to it, not like spoken on the phone, because there's no record of that.
Makes sense. Thanks. Okay. Thank you.
good. Well, yeah. Everybody else has been on the call before. Yeah. Cool. Everybody have a good week though? Any wins, any losses, anything anybody want to share about this prior week?
I'm just measuring and getting the property up top ready to go.
Did your guys already start out there? Or
Oh no, we'll start demo next week. I had
next
to
week?
get measurements and stuff and get water turned on and all that. Still fighting with PG. PG&E is such a pain to deal with. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Their system's been down. I can't say I'm going to go over to their office and say, get me set up. This is ridiculous.
Oh, that's stressful.
Yeah.
What
So,
are you measuring for?
oh, I'm doing all the layouts because one of the
Oh, okay.
properties isn't even on any kind of records. So I actually have to have it put on.
Oh.
They said it's going to be grandfathered in because I've already talked to the building department, but it
Mhm.
actually I have to do all the drawings for it and everything else.
Fun
Oh, and
stuff.
I'm also turning that one into a short-term rental, so I'm doing staging and trying to figure out what's going to fit, what's not, what walls.
Okay.
Because since I'm doing the drawing and they don't know what it looks like, I'm making everything what I want it to be.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
moving the windows, I'm moving doors, and changing the structure a little bit before I even put it on the plans.
Hmm.
Because they're not going to say anything. They'll just come in before I cover everything up, say, okay, it looks good.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
That's
so
good. That'll help out. Lindsay, anything with you?
I my ADU, it's getting built in my backyard, so there's a lot of noise and a lot of tools and a lot of people, and it's just like a construction site for me for now at home, so that's fun.
Are they still on schedule right as of now?
Yeah, they're on schedule. There was like a whole problem with the sewage connection. Seems like we are going to be able to tap into the existing building sewage system, so
Mhm.
that's saved me a lot of money, really. But
Yeah.
we're still working on that. There's holes everywhere, so.
Awesome. Well, good. Hey Jen,
Hi,
how are
okay.
you?
I'm good. How are you? I had a question since
Yeah.
you're throwing it out there. I don't know if anybody has I think Jim is doing an STR, right? But I think that's what you told Kenny on Sunday. But I have a guest that just left my property and the cleaners are saying that they smell weed and like cigarettes in the house. So I've never I've only had good guests come through so far. So I was trying to see if anybody knows how to navigate through that. Like I'm thinking about like when I look at her reviews, she's been on for 6 years. There's no reviews. So I'm thinking like everybody probably had a problem, but just was too afraid to like say it
Hmm.
in fear like they'll get a bad review back or something. So trying to see if anybody's dealt with that. I'm thinking borderline telling her like, hey, I mean, she's gone and she hasn't left me a review. She left it like I think on Thursday and saying, "Did you smoke in my property?" um, and then basically maybe giving her an actual review and
My
being like
understanding, if you have
discreet.
a no smoking policy, you can take that up with Airbnb.
I think I will. I mean, the cleaners didn't say anything. They might charge me for kind of getting the smoke away. I think I want to warn other hosts, but I'm afraid what she'll say back to me because so far I just listed that I just went live maybe like half a year ago and I don't want like bad reviews to take my rating down, right, Jim?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of saying I'll do Airbnb and I'll talk to her about it. Like I'll complain to her about it. I think my question is, what about the reviews? Should I be honest?
I
And
wouldn't put the review until you talk to Airbnb.
okay, okay,
That's what I was gonna say. Is that I
okay,
would 100% be honest, but also talk to Airbnb first, and just
okay.
see what that looks like. I last year, actually this time last year, I went to Fresno for the meetup, the Deal Champs meetup, and we stayed in the Airbnb. And when we got there, there was a huge like the floor was warped, and it looked like a teepee, like it was just triangle. Just a couple floorboards was up and warped, but they had it under a couch. So we suspected that it was they knew about this. They just moved the couch, like whatever. So when we left, they said that we caused a water leak in the property. And I was there for a day and a half. Like we were there, we slept one night there. Like it wasn't there long enough to even do anything. So I went through a huge investigation with Airbnb. They came to find out it was older. It wasn't us, but there was no bad review left for me, and I didn't leave a bad review for them, like just because they were going after it. I don't know if they've never even seen their property. I have no idea what the owners were thinking or doing. The cleaners had told them about this, But I remember Airbnb was very thorough with the investigation, and it took a long time. So I would definitely reach out to them, Jen, and just see what that process looks like, see what the backlash looks like, just see what you're capable of, what you can and can't get. I would just definitely talk to them, but I would be 100% honest.
Okay, cool. And then yeah, I was just I think I told this in the ladies group, but my MTR, the last guest that came through, and they stayed for like 60 days, like 2 months. They completely trashed my place.
Oh,
And I have records of that. And then I have like a rat problem. Maybe I had one already. I have pest control coming through. But they left so much trash inside the house that I think they welcomed whoever was visiting outside to come in. And they brought a dog in when my property is a no pet policy. So I'm dealing with that. That one I have more evidence, and
yes.
I don't care if they give me a bad review. I can get that taken off because I clearly have evidence of it. But this one, I didn't know how to deal with it because it's a short-term stay, and
No, I would 100%.
they didn't damage the property, but they just like left a bunch of trash and didn't take care of it, I guess. Yeah. But okay,
Yeah. I would say like it got to the point where it's now costing you extra money. I would say 100% be honest. Like, you just got to spend more time with the cleaner, you're going to pay more. So once it affects your wallet, I would say go ahead and investigate and leave a review and take care of it. Yeah, I that's my thing.
I just want other hosts to know, quite frankly, because I wouldn't if I had seen like her reviews, it said no reviews, so I just figured, okay, that's fine. But if I had noticed that something bad happened to her previous visits, I wouldn't even have taken the booking, right? So
that's the fun life of short-term and midterm rentals.
it sucks. Yeah. Okay.
For Airbnb and host, have your cleaner take pics between each guest before and after you'll need for any claims. That's good too.
Hey Jen.
Hi. Is this Esther?
Yeah, you could buy or you could use Ozone machine to eliminate the weed.
Yeah,
the smells.
But I heard Ozone, you can't be in there, and you can't be in there for like 24 hours. So what happens when you have a turn? You can't do that, right? I heard Ozone like is bad for you, and you're not even supposed to stay in the home for like 24 hours after turning it on.
That's true.
So you have quick turnaround actually.
Yeah. The cleaner said she worked even faster because she was high. Yeah. I'm just glad she didn't come back and tell me everything's perfect because she's like in her own little world, right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh wow, I've never heard of that stuff. What Ryan? What is that? The ozone stuff.
Ozone, yeah. So like I've heard about getting rid of smoke smells and stuff to do ozone. We had real bad smoke when we moved into our condo here, so we ended up using the ozone. I mean, it worked pretty well, but it wasn't great. I don't know. I think there's different ozone machines, so I don't know. Maybe ours wasn't as good as some of the top line ones, but
I had never heard of that. It's a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's common for like real heavy smells to eliminate it, neutralize it.
Go on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're all over. I have to use one with the property if there's too many pet odors. Yeah, but you cannot be inside it.
Okay.
And from what Matt was saying, you actually have to check jurisdictions, so some places don't allow you to use them.
Ah, really? Yeah, I was on that call also last Thursday, I think, with Matt, and I think somebody was listening and saying, yeah, I've used it with me inside, and Matt's like, you can't be inside. So I actually didn't know that. I learned that last week from Matt's live, that you're not supposed to be inside. I actually didn't know, but I know it's a common thing. Like I have an STR in the Smokies, and it's a common thing when guests come through and it smells really bad for smoking or whatever, or pets, that they use that. But yeah, that's a tidbit that I learned from Matt last Thursday.
Yeah, what I do for my Airbnb, I block one day for cleaning. Basically, just want to make sure everything all right. And then if there is any smells, then I will use the ozone machine. I could just use it for 30 minutes or up to 1 hour, and after that, usually works good, and open up the windows after the ozone machine.
Okay. Thank you guys. Yeah, I told the cleaners and they said they think they can get rid of it. I actually have somebody coming through today. But I was just curious, but that's helpful, definitely. I was more curious like how to deal with it on the back end, right? With the guests and then also with Airbnb. So that was helpful. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Val, you got any updates on the eviction?
So, no, no, I did reach out to the attorney. I reached out to her yesterday, and they kind of got me back because I'm kind of getting some heat from the hard money loan. So I was kind of, shooting. So I just basically just forwarded the email over just to kind of see maybe if they can kind of go ahead and get on the ball. So she said she checked yesterday and see if the clerk of court had registered it, and hopefully maybe we can go ahead and get a court date settled. But as of that's it. That's all.
Man.
Yep. But hey, man, we're just trying to be patient. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to be patient, but well, you know what? I thought about something last night, and it's a whole bunch of smart people on here, smarter than me anyway. So with this, so what I was thinking, I don't know if it's so I have a hard money out already. I think I had like 30,000 put to the side to do my rehabs. So they're kind of giving me some heat, basically saying, hey, like if I don't have him out, I'm gonna have to pay this money back, and I guess they're gonna move on. So I was wondering, if it's a way to maybe go ahead and only just refi out with a bank or something like that. Just in case if they started put the heat on me and I gotta make a move. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah. My experience with hard money is they will grant you an extension upon credit approval. So you're basically reapplying for the loan. So you're paying fees again. You're starting over essentially, but that's my knowledge on the hard money loans that I have open right now. Is if it does go over a year, I can extend it, but it's like basically reapplying. But if you want to refi out to long-term debt, I wouldn't just yet, because you're kind of leaving money on the table because you have not rehabbed the property.
Right. Okay.
Plus, they can't get in, right, to even do an appraisal.
Right.
So
I know it.
They might not even let you, right?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I know they were just kind of putting the heat on me, so I didn't really know what I needed to do. So basically, I got till May 1st.
Well, I would honestly just provide them. Is it with a big hard money lender, or?
It's Easy Street Capital. I think. I think they out of Texas.
I would honestly just supply them with the documents you have. Like, hey, we're actively trying. This is what I'm doing, just to show. Like, it's kind of a last ditch effort, but it's not like you're just sitting on your hands doing nothing. Like, you're actively trying, right? So
yeah. I shot him an email. I shot him an email last week, so I've been really trying to get something from the attorney at least once a week.
Yeah.
And like I said, she shot me an email yesterday, so I may just go ahead and forward that on to the powers that be, and then just like I said, just kind of let them know. And like you said, just try to keep them up to date. So
yeah, because they're very well versed. Like, the hard money lenders are lending for distressed properties, so you're not the only person in the country that's dealing with an eviction or somebody, a squatter, things like that. So I think they're well versed. They know it could be extended, it could go longer, could be shorter. Like, I think they're well versed in this side of things.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool deal. Yeah, like I said, hey, I appreciate it for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
So Benson, are you going to Deal Champs this year?
I'm sorry, what was that, Jim?
Are you going to Deal Champs this year?
I am like 90% sure I am. I'm still waiting on some scheduling stuff for my wife and I, but I'm like 90% sure I am.
Yeah. I'm already signed up. I just got to figure out where I'm staying yet.
Yeah. There's Fresno's not the most fun place to go visit, but yeah, there's some beautiful areas there, but it's still Fresno,
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna stay at that hotel, even though it's a little pricey, but just
at the casino?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Table Mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked really nice. I didn't go around. I just went straight to the event, but it looks pretty nice. The venue in there, like the room that they'll have the meeting in, is beautiful. It's nice in there, but
yeah, it's more of a time savings because I'm actually doing another event the 1st through the 3rd up in Reno.
Oh.
So I've got to go up there, and then I'm driving straight from there. I'm gonna go check on the property, and then driving right down to Fresno.
Oh, there you go. Make a little vacation.
Oh no,
I know
there's no
Lindsay's
vacation.
Lindsay's going.
So yeah, it's an outdoor glamping association event in Reno.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
that's what I really want to do. That's what
Yeah.
started this whole thing. But California is a pain.
Yeah, Lindsay and I were talking this week. She's gonna be there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so it should be a good event if anybody's in California and wants to be in Fresno and be at this event April 4th and 5th. It's a Deal Champs event. Jen, are you going?
Vincent, what is that? What is that event? I am in California.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
I
where
can
are you
go.
at? Are you in SoCal?
No, I am in NorCal. I am in Bay Area.
Oh yeah, we did talk about, yeah, you are Bay Area. Yeah. So it's in Fresno. It's hosted by Jason Pritchard, Dean Rogers, and Stratton Brown. They're really big in the Central Valley area, big investors in the Central Valley area. Jason Pritchard is actually my mentor.
Okay.
And they host this event, Deal Champs, Pace Morby speaking, Zuber speaking.
Okay.
There's a bunch of other different niches that are speaking. I went last year, and I would say hands down the best real estate meetup I've ever been around. It's more of it's going to be formatted similar to Zuber's. Essentially, you get a speaker, then a sponsor, then a speaker, then a sponsor. But they're up there. It's really impactful. They're giving information. They're answering questions. It's a really uplifting, good event. But it's in Fresno. It's on the 4th and 5th. It's called Deal Champs.
Deal Champ. Okay, I will look for it. Okay.
Yeah, I think Pace is headlining. He'll probably be like the Saturday night thing. Like he'll be,
Okay.
I think he'll be ending the event possibly.
Okay, Deal Champ. Okay.
Yeah, it's all different types. You'll have short-term rental people. You'll have co-living. You'll have wholesalers, flippers. It's just a little bit of everything. Oh, Jim just put it in the chat. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Okay,
Yeah, it's held
thanks.
at Table Mountain Casino in Fresno.
Oh, okay.
Where are you guys staying? At the casino?
I'm probably gonna stay at the casino just because I don't have a lot of time to go back and forth to places.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if my family's going or if I'm just going. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. It depends. If I go, I'll just get a hotel. If everybody's going, I'll probably just get Airbnb for all 4 of us. But I don't know. I don't know. We're still figuring out scheduling stuff and if I'm gonna go. But I'll be there.
So Vincent, I want to hear about how it's going with that squatter couple. Did you get them out yet?
All right. Well, last we spoke on it was last week. What was my latest update on then? Last Friday. So they told me Sunday they'd be out. I already had everything ready with the lawyer to serve the 30-day notice to vacate because I can't do a 3-day. I have to do a 30-day. My fear with that was I'm right on their heels. I'm right on their coattails. Like they know what I've been doing is I've been saying, hey, it's out of my hands now. I thought that was them right there. It's out of my hands now. I have investors who are now escalating this issue. And I'm going direct to them about this. I said, hey, it's out of my hands. I've given you extensions. I've been nice. And they're like, yeah, we understand. We just still got a couple more things. I'm like, all right, this is now out of my hands. You will now be responsible for my court fees. Once I said that, it took about a day. They start blowing, both of them, husband and wife, start blowing my phone up. They're going off on me, calling me a snake, and I'm a devil, and how could I do this? And I'm just reading with my wife, and she's just cracking up. But they're just going off. The wife is very high. I don't know how you say it. She's very bipolar. And then 2 minutes later, she's thanking me for everything I've done for her. So I don't respond to those texts just because if this goes to court, I'm just being professional with it, and I always just end the night. Thank you for your time, appreciate it, just things like that, and that pisses them off even more. But so they said, all right, we'll be out Wednesday. So when I spoke about the 30-day notice to vacate, my fear is, like I said, I'm on their coattails. I don't want to serve them a 30-day notice to vacate. They look at the notice and they go, oh, well, we have another month.
Yeah.
Right.
So I waited till Wednesday. And I said, hey, I talked to the lawyer. I was like, give me till Wednesday. Let me just stay on them. So every day I'm calling, hey, Wednesday, I'll be there for the keys. I'll be there. Okay. Wednesday morning comes. She's like, oh, I forgot the husband has surgery today. So I said, all right, that's the last straw. Like I tried, this is all I can do. I said, this has now been escalated. You're responsible for my lawyer and attorney fees. And we will be going after, reimbursement for all of that. So, and I was like, this, you can't just all of a sudden have an unexpected surgery. You knew about this, obviously, if it was there, if it was even real. So then they're blowing me up every day. I left it at that, left it alone. They're blowing me up every day now. Like, you can't do this. We have rights, and we're not going to be responsible. So yesterday they should have been served. I have to do the call today, but they should be served with 30-day. And then he texted me late last night saying they'll be out Sunday, but they've been saying Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday every week. So
for months.
It's one of those, like, I got to start the process. I don't want to, because they're going to read it and see they have till end of April now. But I got to do something, because if I keep just waiting and waiting, so I'm waiting on a go off text or call about once they read. But it says on there, you will be responsible for our lawyer fees. So we'll see. I don't know. So I'm still in the. I've already dumped a 40-yard dumpster.
Yeah, but now you're paying for that too.
I've already paid. Yeah, I've already paid for that. Oh, the worst thing is the holding costs. The holding cost of this property, and Val knows, like, the holding cost of this property is terrible. So the process is there. I'm hoping they were served yesterday, and we'll see. Rip the Band-Aid off. I know. But the good news with this, I did speak with another investor out here I'm really close with. He does sober living homes. And I don't know if you remember, this property has a 1,000 square foot shop with the bathroom. It has an oversized 2-car garage with the full bathroom and a guest living area. And then the house is 2,600 square foot itself. So we're looking at doing a cash out refi of this, and I would just keep it, and then we'll just use it for sober living. Because normal rents, a year lease, I'd have to be negative like $2,000 on this. Like, there's just no way. So I'd have to use a creative way to rent this out. So co-living, sober living, something like that is what because I want to keep this house.
Yeah.
I just got to figure out a way to cash flow on it. So that's the latest and greatest, and that is where we're at. So, like, literally last night he said that they should be out Sunday, but I just read those and okay, and just leave it at that.
Can't take the word on anything, obviously.
Exactly. And it's been too long, and so they should have been served, and we'll see. So I'm 500 into a lawyer right now, and then she said if they have 30 days. If they don't leave, then they'll go to an unlawful detainment. And she said at that point you have I've already sent her all the documents. She's like, we have all the rights to serve right from there. So it should be a quick and easy one, but it's still California, so I don't know.
Yeah. So how long how many months you figure until you'll be in the red, or you think you'll still make money kind of either way?
I have probably, I would say I have to have this house sold in about 6 months. That's rehab and everything. Getting in, that's eviction, getting in, fixing it up, and selling it on the market. I have about 6 months. Yeah. So, and I want this one. It depends what I do with it. So my rehab cost will be a lot lower if I just do a sober living. That's why I want to get in the property so we can walk it, figure out our plan. But if I flip it, my rehab costs are about 25 to 30% more. Because I want to get it nice, put it nice and beautiful. But if I'm just going to rent it to sober living or co-living, I'm just going to put, I don't want to say basic stuff, but stuff to just make it rentable. If that makes sense. So that's there's a win and a loss there. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I did secure a win for me. I closed on a house today, another one in my area for a flip. This one's going to be just a quick and easy one. My guys are finishing up. They're about 2 weeks out from finishing up on another one that we're doing. So they'll just be rolling right over to the next one.
Congrats. Hopefully there's nobody in that one.
No, it's vacant. It's vacant. I've already walked in 1,000. I've been there with my kids a couple times already, so no, it's definitely
perfect.
Yeah, and on that one I secured private money. Lindsay, you went on the call last week, but I met a new lender and I secured purchase price and rehab. So I came in with $6,000 for this house, and he's fully funding the project. So I'm opening a new door to this. This is the first time working with him, and I think it's going to be huge. He's an ex-flipper that just funds deals out here.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've got to switch completely over to flipping because I don't have time for the rehab or normal remodels anymore. Scheduling is just a nightmare for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Val. Yeah. It's we have a system now, kind of. Like we'll basically write out an invoice. So I'm closing a property, we'll write out an invoice that just shows everything, and we'll just take it step by step. So demo removal is always going to be first. I put a separate crew in there to do that because I want my guys working on kitchens, bathrooms, the high level things.
Right.
So we'll get that done. Then we usually move to paint, things like that, and then bathrooms, kitchen, and flooring. It's pretty easy now. And after a couple, my contractor rarely calls me, honestly. And that's good because he's like, I don't want you, I don't need you out here every week. Like, you do your thing, you keep finding me houses, and I'll handle it. So it's been really
just keep me working.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a good kind of balance. This one's about to close next week, and this one we're still working on. I've been out to it once, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, and he's like, dude, I can't wait for you to see it. He was actually telling me yesterday, I can't wait for you to see it. Everything's different from when you first came out. So like it's worked out really well.
So how far is your crew traveling?
He's honestly offered to go to Alabama for me. He's like, you keep me busy, I'll go, I'll go wherever, but pretty much back to the Bay.
Are they traveling each day, or are they staying in the area?
He lives 2 miles from me. So he's right here in the middle. I'm right in the middle of Bay Area and Sacramento. So
right.
He'll go either direction. He drives every day though, because these two we're doing are 30 minutes. Woodland's going to be about 45, and then this next one's going to be 15 minutes from us.
Yeah, see, I have a travel trailer. My buddy has a winter home, so we're just gonna stay up there.
Yeah. That's smart. That's smart. I have another friend who's got a house in West Sac, and he's out here, and his crew just lived. They're from a Bay Area crew. He paid for it. He was paying high fees, but they just stayed at the property. So he had like 3 or 4 guys just live at the property, and they worked, but they did it in like 3 or 4 weeks. Like they did a rehab quick. They were living there.
So did you get this one through Property Radar? I know that's what you use, right?
No, this latest one I closed today.
Yeah,
this is from a wholesaler. I actually met this wholesaler on Reddit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I highly recommend your free marketing sources because now it came, full circle essentially. So it was his first wholesale deal. I'll tell you guys the numbers if Lindsay, you go with that. I'll just tell you guys. So he came to me with the property, and I did my due diligence. I wanted to be at 385. And he's like, no, can't do it. And then I actually got to know him pretty well the last couple of months. And he's like, I'll be honest with you, I locked it up at 385. I'm like, all right, cool. So you need to make a little spread. That's completely fine. I don't mind paying. So we got to, he was like, can you do 410? I was like, no, I can't do 410. Sorry. So I negotiated down to 400. So they made 15 grand assignment fee. ARV on it is 575, 580. And it needs about 55, 60 in rehab. So it's not a home run, but it keeps my guys working. There's still a spread there. It's in a decent area. It'd be a first-time home buyer type of house. It's weird to say at 575 is a first-time home buyer, but out here that's pretty normal.
I don't have a calculator, but is that like right around the 70% rule, or where does that kind of fall?
Yeah, I think I walk away with, it should be about 45 to 50 on this one.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yeah. Holding costs eat everything, but this is the odd or the fun part about this is the private lender, he's making 23 to 25 grand on this deal. And he has zero responsibility. So like that is where I want to get to in real estate investing.
Yeah.
The dude pulled up, brand new BMW, just got done golfing at a country club. He walked it and he's like, all right, cool. I'll give you 440 and just let me know when you want to close. I was like, all right, cool. We did his paperwork. I mean, he's got points and he's charging interest, but I ran his numbers. If it takes me like 5 months, I think he's making like 23 or 24 grand on the deal. And he knows he's an ex-flipper. He understands the game. He takes first position on the loan, and that's just where it's at. He's
right.
A couple of
relax,
these
and let it roll in, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was the hardest thing for me to learn is money's a tool.
Money is a tool.
For sure.
And the way it's always been explained to me is like Jason always says, is like, who's the richest people around? The banks, because they're lending money out. And like that's where private money is where it's at. Like that's where you want to get to. I mean, he did his due diligence. He went through my old projects. He we talked on the phone for a while. There was no credit check. There was none of that stuff, like bank things. It was more or less like he's like, oh, you do good work, or I see you have these properties, and cool. You were spoken highly about by another person, and let's do this. So it was just, and then now that opens more doors because I'm sure he's got rich friends too.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. If you don't mind telling, what's the rate then that he charges?
It's 2 points, 10%.
Okay.
So I'm
That's
getting
really
1
good.
point. What's that?
That's really good.
Yeah,
beats hard money, that's for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I have the experience to get 1 point like Kiavi at some lenders, but my thing was I'll pay the extra point to build this relationship.
Yeah, right. And then you get it down.
And exactly. And he was so quick and easy. Like he looked at it last week and he left on vacation on Wednesday and the money was already wired and done.
Nice.
And easy, yeah. So it was more or less building this relationship and building this rapport with this gentleman. And,
how long did it take you to get to that?
To meeting him, or the confidence to talk to him?
The experience to be able to get to the point where those people are doing that. Is that a year, 2 years?
I would say less than a year.
Okay.
And honestly, it came from Deal Champs. Before April of last year, I would have never thought to ask somebody for $500,000. Because in my head, it's like nobody's got that sitting around. Tons of people do. In the world, right? Tons of people, and tons of people want to do this. It's passive. Yes, there's a risk, right? I could get hit by a bus, and he takes ownership of the house now, and he's got to deal with it. But I'm buying the house at such a good price. He's now got the house at $400,000. So he gets the property. He can foreclose on. There's risk to it, but essentially, if he has a track record of people that he only works with, and we do good work, he's getting his money in return. But I would say Deal Champs change it. There's a lady named Amy Marjorie, if anybody's ever heard of her. She is the private money guru. And she now sources private money deals. Like she's awesome. She spoke last year and completely changed my mind on it. She talked about where you can find people at, how to pitch it, just everything. It was very impactful speech. And that's where I think I got the confidence. And then Jason's a private money guru, Jason Pritchard. That's all he does is private money and source the deal, source private money. I would say that's where my confidence came from. But I don't think I didn't secure my first private money loan until I did a deal, if that makes sense. So once people started to see it, then it started to come in a little more. But ask. It's hard, and getting a no sucks, and getting thought or having people think that you just need money, like it sucks. But if they see what you're doing and how they can make money, and Jason always pitches it as like you're giving them an opportunity.
Right. It's true. Because I mean, if they
just
you're making 5% or 4.5% or whatever in the bank, for sure.
You're doubling helping them out. Yeah, exactly. And you can still make money on the end. So yeah, it was it's just a different mindset of thinking things. I think I talked about last week. I have a notes app or notes on my phone of just people I think that have some money. But I would say start out with, if you find a deal, we'll say $100,000 deal, and hard money wants you to bring in 10%, start out bringing hard money in, but start out asking for the down. So if somebody wants to be second position, if somebody doesn't mind or doesn't want to be on title at all, they'll hand you the $10,000 for the down payment. Start with that. And they go, oh, I made $1,000 on my $10,000 by doing nothing. Okay. Then that can open up more doors. That can, so that's what I started doing. I started bringing in just a down payment.
The deal I'm working on, I use the HELOC, and then I've got my mom's private money, plus I've got crap tons of credit cards if I need them. But my plan is to document the hell out of this whole project. One's gonna be short term, one's gonna be long term. That way I have proof of concept to private money for that.
And it's huge, yeah.
So
what I started doing too, when I was negotiating deals and talking to a lot of sellers, I was asking them, would they consider funding deals in the future? If I saw somebody owned 20 houses, 30 houses, looking to sell one of them, oh, have you ever thought about lending your money out? Like, I was asking anybody and everybody. And I know, like, if they knew I'm buying a house off of $500,000, like this one guy gave $1 million for 2 of these properties, with loans, obviously. But I talked to him about, does he want to lend? I know you got $1 million now. You ever thought about lending that money out, making more money on top of your money? I even asked, bought 2 houses off him and asked him if he wanted to be. He didn't want to, but
Did you start out with systems or you worked as you went?
as far as sourcing private money,
No, sourcing private money and the rehab process.
yes, because of the out-of-state experience. But it just when it translated here, it was just bigger, and I feel easier. It's easier here, I think, than it is out of state.
Well, you're closer.
Yes,
You can actually go see it, get hands on.
Yeah. So that is the picture of my last week.
Awesome.
It's been fun. Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Hey, Lindsay, you said you have 3 properties in Gary that you still have to renovate?
Yes. Well, they're gonna be done sometime next week. 2 of them, and maybe like beginning of April, the 3rd one.
Where do
Yeah.
you find those deals at?
I can tell you exactly. One of them was on the MLS. It's a duplex. I got it for 40,000. The next one was a wholesaler at Harrison Street. For a wholesaler, and then the following another wholesaler as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, are you concerned with the rentability now? Because I'm hearing that it's harder to find tenants.
So I think what he meant, I think Mike was the one that mentioned that when you get Section 8 tenants, you do have like you have to wait for the housing authority to get back to you, and then you also have to wait for the inspection. And if the inspection they ask you to repair something, then you have to go repair, and then they have to come and inspect it again. So that process of placing a Section 8 tenant can take like 2 to 3 months. Meanwhile, you're like holding the property, right? Thankfully, I have these properties from a HELOC, so I'm only paying interest only. So I'm not making like mortgage payments on them. So I'll just be waiting. But right now it's the season to move in, right? April to October. It's easier to place tenants, and I prefer Section 8, but I'm not only Section 8. So I know my property manager right now, she's like her phone is blowing up because it's getting warmer up there. So it's gonna be easier to place tenants for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lindsay, the duplex, does it need rehab, actually, much rehab?
Yeah, the duplex that I bought was I'm all in like 110K for that duplex from purchase and rehab.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still a good price.
That's good, yeah.
Mhm.
What is the duplex gonna rent for out there?
The duplex what?
What is it gonna rent for each side?
1,200 each side.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Is it 3 bedroom?
Yeah, 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 1 unit. The second unit, 3 bedroom, 1 bath.
This one's not in Gary then.
This is in Gary. Yeah.
Oh, it is in Gary, okay.
Gary, yeah.
What's the other city?
Hammond.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking, okay.
It's right next door, right?
Yes.
What were the numbers on that duplex then? Like as far as the purchase and rehab?
Purchase was 40,000, rehab up to 110 right now. I'm still paying for the materials, so I think I'm missing 2 furnaces payment. So like that would be another 5,000.
So you're gonna be like 155 all in?
No, like 115, 116.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's
All
the value?
in.
What's the ARV gonna be?
Well, the duplex right across the street that's smaller just went pending for 199.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Nice.
But I don't think it's gonna sell for 199. It's gonna be probably 180 or 185 because it's been on the market for a while. So the offer they haven't closed yet, so we'll see.
Oh,
Is
you've
this
been there?
property is in Pennsylvania, you said? Erie, Pennsylvania?
Gary, Indiana.
Oh, Indiana. Okay, sorry. Okay, Gary.
You should still be able to refi and get your money back in your HELOC.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get my money back for sure.
Yeah, at least that would be a good comp for you to at least hopefully get most of your money back.
Yeah, I think I'll get all my money back.
Yeah.
The rental potential is good, like $1,000, clearing $1,000, I think.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah.
Are you looking to add any more after that this year, or?
You know, I've been doing rehab since like November of last year, so I feel like no. But who knows? I did purchase seller finance last year. That was nicer. They were already rented. One of them was empty. I just got a tenant on it. That one's paying $1,250. I purchased it. Sell price was 82,000. I put down 8,200 and rented for $1,250. So I'm happy with that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I get mine all done and rehab and locked up, I'm gonna make a flight out to Gary for sure.
yeah.
Uh-oh. Take those talents to Gary.
Oh no, my plan is actually there's another place I'm looking at too. Another investor in the Bay Area. It has an area too that's similar to Gary, but it's a little bit more. It's not quite as scary. So I'm debating on both of them, but I like there's a lot of system in place with Lindsay's people and Mike's people, and I think I want to just tap on those coattails. And I can take my whole HELOC. I can get 4 properties over there, get them turned in 6 months, and have four units. That's my thought process.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you time it so you don't hit winter for sure.
Yes, exactly. Yes. No, my plan is to actually fly out there and do some of the work myself to get it done quicker. To make sure I'm done by September, end of October probably, because I'm going to be in Italy in September.
Dang, Jim's on the move. Ryan, how is Minnesota? Is it pretty pricey out there? I've never looked into it.
It's pretty competitive here. Like I wouldn't say it's extremely. I mean, it's more expensive obviously than Detroit, but I would say average home sale price around here is probably around the 350 range. So nothing like you guys, but I mean it's for the Midwest. It's fairly expensive.
Yeah. Nice. Right. But it's cold out there. Snows and stuff. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Ryan, what part of Minnesota?
I'm in the Minneapolis area. I live in Amber Grove Heights. It's a suburb of Minneapolis.
I'm in Lakeville.
I'm sorry? Oh, Lakeville? Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So, no good deals here.
Yeah, it's hard to find for sure. Like I said, I've been looking for a duplex for over 2 years to house hack. I've been outbid on quite a few, and I don't obviously want to get in a bidding war. So
you got to go off market, start marketing off direct to seller.
I know I should.
You got to go ADU.
Do you own properties in Minnesota right now?
I just a condo that we live in. We got locked in at a 2.75% rate, and I'm like, it's hard to find something that works. Like I want to kind of keep where I'm basically making kind of the same payment, like when we move into a duplex or something. But
my question, the reason why I asked that is the reason why we kind of switched gears. We've been dealing with a real estate agent here in Minnesota for rentals and decided to switch gears to go out of state because of some of the tenant laws. Have you reviewed the tenant laws for Minnesota? They're pretty stringent on the landlord and tenant responsibilities.
Yeah, they're definitely. I mean, like Minneapolis, they're definitely tenant friendly. That's for sure. Minneapolis, St. Paul are both. Yeah, like a lot of people just don't even bother with those two cities because they're tenant friendly for sure.
Yeah, that was kind of our biggest thing was, I think with everyone we're fearful of losing money or our properties not being rented, and or trying to get somebody out and costing us so much money to get them out and not being able to collect the past rents, because obviously if they're not paying, there's a reason. And a lot of times that's because they don't have the money to give you. So
I didn't know Minneapolis was like that.
Yeah.
It can take months to get somebody out. I've heard in the 2 areas he specified, it could take 6 months.
Yeah.
And that's taking them to court. There's so many things that they can do to stay in that place and not pay you a dime while they're staying there.
Yeah, it's garbage. And then taxes here, like in Minneapolis and St. Paul, are getting out of hand too.
Really?
Oh, way out of hand. Yep. Yeah, there's complaints about St. Paul's taxes increasing by 33% from last year.
Yeah, and then they got rent control there now too, so it's
Yeah.
it's garbage.
33%. I'm like, oh no. I mean,
Yeah.
mine increased. I mean, mine went up a good 7-8%, which I even think is pretty high year on year, because it's went up every year for the last 3 years. But they're complaining, and so a lot of investors are pulling out of that area or selling to get out because they're being priced out. I mean, by the time you can't cash flow those properties with all the expenses.
Yep. Yep.
Wow. Sorry to hear that. That's not fun.
Yep. Go out of state.
Yeah. But yeah, Ryan, I would start looking if that's what you want to do is house hack. I would start, maybe calling 10 owners a day, tired landlords, maybe not from the area, and see if they're looking to sell. Property Radar can help you with that.
Yeah, my wife and I, we walked by one that we're like, oh, this would be nice. So we just sent the letter out recently. If you're ever interested in selling, let us know. But
yeah. Did you do like a handwritten one?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. How did you trace the owner and how did you get their information?
Just through like going online, and looking up through the tax records.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Good. Yeah, marketing is it's not the most fun thing, but it works.
Sure.
Yeah.
So do you have any concern or anybody on here of getting too many in one market? Because my thought is get 4 or 5 in one market, get those stabilized, then go to another market, get 4 or 5, just to have diversity.
What are your thoughts on that?
Mine?
Why? Yeah, why?
Just because if one area goes a little bit bad, then I have part of my portfolio in another area has other opportunity too.
The way I look at it, these house prices are so low. The rents have never dropped. They may have stayed stagnant. The house values may have stayed stagnant, but they've never dropped.
Right.
So I'm in the mindset of take over the city. Like I'll own every house in that city if I can, I don't, I'm open to going to other markets for sure, but I'm in the mindset, like, keep going, like, give me as many houses as I can get. Like rent's not gonna go back down, it may stay stagnant, it may not increase, but it's not gonna go back down. And then a hit on a house that I paid $47,000 for isn't gonna hurt much, rather than a house I paid $500,000 for. So I agree, diversify. I 100%. And I love learning new markets. I think it's great. Maybe you like one more than the other, but I'm in the mindset of I'm going to buy every house in the city.
Yeah, same here. I feel like there's a lot of power on specializing in one area, and then you have all your systems, and you get to know the area so much so you're gonna be like, oh, that street's up and coming. I'm gonna buy there next time. Like, oh, I see investors buying down the street, like 2 houses. I'm gonna buy the 3rd one on that street. So you're just like, you just see where the growth is happening. And once you invest in a city for so long, you're very hesitant about leaving that city because you're like, what works, what doesn't. So
well, Gary's an area that definitely needs that, because the more people rehab those areas, the rents go up. Then it stabilizes the area, that's for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's huge, Lindsay. Like you start to know street names, you start to know neighborhoods, you start to learn that. You're like, oh, I'll never touch there, or I had a bad experience there. I had a good experience. I know this is good, And then your team gets stronger too. The longer you're out there, the bigger you get. Your team gets stronger. So you can rely now more on contractors, HVAC, plumbers, all that. You can rely on them more now because you built that rapport. You've been with them for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. They've done 10-year houses, things like that. It just gets better. I think the bigger you get, but yeah, keep growing in each state, each city. That's fine, but I'm in the mindset if I keep, and I'm only in one city out of state, but I'm in the mindset that I'm gonna buy. Sorry, Val, but I'm gonna buy every house in Montgomery,
including his, right?
Yeah. I know Val wants to get out.
Well, look, just leave me a few down there now. Leave me a few. I'm definitely beating that market up. I'm definitely looking, but look, I got to get this other one done first. But then I'll definitely be ready for sure. But yeah. Yeah, look, if not, then we'll look over there in Prattville. I got a buddy of mine. I think he got some people over in Prattville.
Oh,
so,
Prattville is the suburb. Prattville,
yes.
I've actually been to Prattville. I stayed a night in Prattville, and it's nice.
Yeah,
Besides the humidity, but it's nice.
Yeah.
You
So
gotta
yeah,
make
but
sure that you guys pay for your houses so you increase each other's values.
I know. Exactly. Yeah. For
Coming
sure.
down to Gary, come on.
Yeah.
Pay for price.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing, I heard you talk about Section 8, Lindsay. One really critical thing I've done in the past, and I heard it again this week, I just wanted to bring up on this call. If you guys decide to do Section 8 and you go through your inspection, whether it's you as a person or a contractor, have somebody from your team there.
Oh, absolutely.
I've done Section 8s where they've been by themselves, and I failed for the stupidest little thing, and then I got to send my guy out. So they got to come back out, reinspect. Have somebody there. So now there's 4 Section 8 inspectors in Montgomery. I have all 4 of their phone numbers now. They'll call me and they'll tell me they're on the way, whatever, and I'll send my contractor there and he'll meet him, and they'll go, hey, there's no weather stripping on the door. Cool, give me 10 minutes. I'm gonna run to Home Depot, grab some weather stripping. We'll throw this on, and I'm gonna send you a picture when it's done. They don't want to come back. They just want a picture that'll be done. So have somebody there that can just remedy the situation, fix it. It saves so much time and stress off your back, and it makes it so much easier if you want to go the Section 8 route, because it could take a week for them to come back out. It can cost you more money to send a contract. Just even if it passes and everything's fine, pay for their time for an hour and just have somebody there. Because like I said, the inspector doesn't want to come back, and I've built a good relationship with all inspectors. I'll get their name when I get the inspection day, and then I'll text them and say, hey, call me when you're on the way. I'll have my guy meet you. And if you go the Section 8 route, just something I heard again this week, just make sure you do that.
Good tip, thanks.
Yeah. Well, anybody have anything else want to share or ask or provide or?
For next week.
Yeah.
Oh, what you guys think about property management that doesn't have website?
Ryan, can you speak to I or Lindsay?
None of the 2 property managers that I know have a website, so I believe my property manager was like small pop and like property management, and they have over 400 properties, so they grow that much without a website.
Mike's going to be on Dion's course call, so I'll tell him you're the new queen of Gary.
No.
Well, hey Esther, can I ask what would the website do? Are you trying to like submit things, or just to find their credibility, or what would having a website do for you?
Well, I'm evaluating changing the property manager in Eastern Washington. There is one like is well established property manager office, but that doesn't have website.
Have you got any referrals?
The others have websites, so I just wonder what you guys think about that.
Have you gotten any referrals or any reviews or anything like that about them?
Yeah, I think I need to talk to them more about it. Yeah, because right now I'm having a bit of hard time with this one, kind of butt head. Extra charging and then try to make up the story. Yeah.
I feel like just getting referrals from other investors is kind of the way to go. If they don't have a website, it won't be the end of the world. But if someone refers, then I think that's most powerful.
Yeah.
As for referrals, huh?
Yeah.
Referrals is from other investors, I think is the biggest thing.
Okay, thank you.
Lindsay, you have anything?
Yeah, I think Rick asked the question if I'm participating on the tax auction coming up. Yeah, I am. I just got approved. I got denied the first time I registered as a single person, but when I registered business, they approved me. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Can you dive into that a little bit, Lindsay?
So yes, in every county they have different types of auction sales. It depends if you are lien state or are you deed state sale? So lien meaning like anybody can come and put a lien on the house, like a contractor like Jim, if they said, right, like they didn't finish work, they didn't pay him, he could put a lien on the house. When the house gets sold, Jim gets paid. But so your bank can foreclosure because you're not paying your mortgage. Your HOA can foreclosure because you're not paying HOA fees, or the county can foreclosure if you're not paying your taxes, right? So there are more types of foreclosures for sure. And then Gary, there's one for property taxes and then one for foreclosures by banks. So that's the one that's coming up. It's called a certificate sale in May in Gary, Indiana, and the one in September is called a tax lien sale. Last year, I participated in the lien. I tried to get not a house, but a lot next to one of my properties that was zoned for a triplex.
Wow.
And it was defaulted on the taxes, so it was $600. So they give you like a period in which the owner can go and pay off their taxes, and they no longer have to go through that foreclosure period. It's like a year redemption period of last year's. So whatever I bought got redeemed. So the owner did pay their taxes and then paid me back, and paid me back 10% on top of that. So it's kind of like another way of investing in real estate, buying liens and waiting
10%
for
monthly or annually?
annually.
Okay.
You made $60 off of that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like $67 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the only thing that I got. But last year on that lien, there were like a lot of bidders. There were like over, I think, 1,200 bidders or something like
Oh.
that. And everything was online, so you don't have to be there for anything. This year is going to be foreclosures by banks. So it's a certificate sale, and the redemption period is lower than a year. It's 6 months only. So you can
Okay.
potentially get the house after 6 months. And there's only, as far as I see, there's only like 250 registered bidders. So that lowers the competition. And I think it's because the registration, they made it so hard for anybody to register. You cannot have one mistake. If you made one mistake on any of the paperwork, they like get you denied. So now I got approved. I'm gonna see if I can get my hands into anything. I haven't looked at any of the properties, but obviously you're trying to look. I mean, at least my strategy is I'm trying to look of houses that are abandoned, that look like they haven't been touched in years, that grass is overgrown, because most likely then the owner has passed away, has moved, or does no longer care about the house anymore.
With the
And-
foreclosure one though, you're locking up more money because it's bank debt now. So you're not finding him for 600, you're finding him for 60,000 or so, right?
Not in Gary. So it could be like a few thousands. I think the most I've seen is like 100K. Yeah.
Okay.
But
You're
it's
tying
like,
up that 100K for 6 months, right?
Yeah.
right, you're tying up,
Yeah,
or
that
when
ain't
they,
gonna do.
if they pay you off, like they have to, pay you back. It could be like a month, it could be 30 days. They found out, oh, somebody has a certificate sale on your property. Oh, no, let me go find out and pay back.
You
It
made
could,
10K.
right, and then you can possibly get the interest, which is 10%. So, well, I don't know. It's something I just wanted to participate on and see if I got lucky. If not,
Yeah, that's cool. Curious to hear how it goes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wait, it's in May?
it's in May. Yeah.
So you had to do it under your LLC?
Yes, I had to create an LLC and then make it.
Oh, do you hold all your rentals in your name?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Are you gonna move them all over to the LLC or?
Eventually, I think, but
Yeah.
not anytime soon.
So you created the LLC just for the tax sale?
Yeah, I just for the tax sale because I
Does it
got
have to be
denied the
a
first
Indiana
time.
one?
Yes, it has to be an Indiana one.
Indiana. Oh, okay. Nice. Well, congrats. That's cool.
Yeah, we'll see. I was excited about last year's, but I got redeemed, so
How long did it take them to redeem?
like a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So your plan would have been to build a duplex then on that land, or what?
The land was zoned for a triplex,
Oh,
so I
okay. So
could have
you were
built
gonna build a tri?
yeah, I could have built a triplex for $600 a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
What do you think?
Is
What do you think it
anybody
would
doing
cost to
anything to it
build
now?
from scratch a triplex there?
Probably like 100K, 100 to
Yeah.
150. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Have they done anything to the property? Because if it's next door to you,
No,
have you reached out to them and offered to buy?
no. I think it's a family. I looked up the name and
Mhm.
they have a lot of buildings, so I don't know if it's like a company.
Mm.
Yeah.
Property radar.
I'm gonna ask for your login.
Yeah, use it. I don't care.
Have you used Deal Machine before, Vincent? I've heard like that you can send mailers directly through Deal Machine, but I heard the data at Property Radar seems to be a little bit better. I was just kind of curious if you've tried both or not.
Yeah, no, I've never used Deal Machine, but I've heard the same thing. It's a one-stop shop kind of thing. But no, I haven't. I just export a list and then put it onto the website. Like
okay.
It's not hard, but it's not like super easy. But it's I don't know. Just having the tool itself is beneficial to me. But there's tons of them out there. I just Property Radar. The interface is good, and yeah.
That whole thing's time consuming, isn't it?
What?
Doing
Mailers?
that whole the Property Radar, the talking to the people and everything else.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
It's you'll get a call randomly when you're at your son's baseball game and somebody's interested in selling the property and you're like, oh, I don't have anything on me, or I don't know, can I call you? It's a grind.
I'm thinking my value is going to be better off using a wholesaler, and because the value adds where I'm at.
Yep, wholesalers are good. Wholesalers are, because they do all the marketing for you.
Exactly.
And you're not dealing with the seller. That's the other thing too. When I go direct to sellers, I talk to seller a lot. I build so much rapport. I'm negotiating the deal for a month. They confide in you, and even after the sale, I own these two properties. This guy still texts me. He's like, "Oh, the house looks nice now. Good job." I'm like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like, I just bought these houses. I don't want it, but it's not bad. It's cool. But I built rapport with him. When we were closing, there was some escrow issues, and he was venting to me and yelling to me, and I'm like, hey, dude, you got to call them. Like, I'm not the title company. Talk to them. Like, that's your guys' thing. So there's ups and downs of it. You get the best deals, obviously, because you're not paying a wholesale fee or a sign-in fee. But there's, like I said, it's ups and downs. You got to negotiate the deal. You got to talk to sellers. You got to walk properties. You got to do all that. But I don't mind it. It's not the most fun thing in the world, but it is definitely time consuming. Mailers, then waiting on the mailers to hit. Then you got to weed out the people will call and just say, F you, never call me again. You got to do 20 of those every, you got to push through that. And it's a lot.
Yeah, I'm way better off going to do remodeling than I am making those calls.
Yeah. Or hire a virtual assistant, Jim.
Yeah, it's on my list to do, but I got enough research to do now.
Yeah.
That's probably 2 years out.
Yeah.
I'd do a wholesale deal way before that.
The lady that was on the Lumberjacks channel, I forgot her name, Jennifer, I think.
Jen, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jen. I'm actually starting with her on Monday.
Oh, you are?
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, it's expensive, but I'm just gonna try it out for a month.
3 months.
I'm just doing a month and see.
Okay.
So you're setting up your own dialer and everything else.
Yes, yeah, batch dialers, who they recommend. I've already got assigned to the VA. So I'm just gonna call, because right now I just need a little bit more out-of-state leads. I'm not doing mailers right now. I stopped my mailer campaign. So I just want to try the cold calling thing for a minute, because I'm gonna start targeting portfolios this month. I want to start buying people that are just tired of having their portfolio, older people are just looking to get rid of them.
That piques my interest way more.
What happened to the portfolio you were working on?
The 7-unit, I'm still waiting. The seller was under contract. The buyers didn't want to inspect. They're going back and forth with that. So I'm still working on that one. I have a 14-unit today to go over, and a 11-unit, I think, to go over today. So I have two more I want to look over. I think they're asking too much, and I think one of them's on market. I only did minimal research on them, so I'll be looking at those as well. So I'm still waiting to see. But those were pitched to me. One was from two were from a wholesaler, and one was from a realtor that I built a report with out in Alabama.
So are you going to use private money to get into those, or
it depends on? So two of them are seller finance.
Okay.
So I could 1031. I'm selling a house next week. I could 1031 to that one. I don't want to, but I could. It just depends on the deal, honestly. I have one that I had my contractor walk yesterday. This was a 6 unit, and it was for like 275,000. But 2 of the houses were complete. Like I would have to just get rid of those. There's no or rebuild. Like there's nothing. He's like, it was terrible. I had to wear a mask. It was just so bad. But 4 of them are okay. So I'm still negotiating that deal right now. Now that's a cheap deal. Like 275 grand for 6 houses.
Yeah, get into that probably 30, 40 grand and then do the rehab.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So still working on them, Lindsay. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna have the cold caller target as portfolios for this month. Multifamily or portfolios.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jared started using that girl as well. I'm curious, like if he had any success or not.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Supposedly the gentleman I'm getting is supposed to be pretty sharp, and I've listened to a couple of his calls. His accent isn't really strong. It seemed to be work well. So we'll
Is
see.
that out of the Philippines?
Yes, he's in the Philippines. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was gonna try for a month and just see. I like the one-stop shop of already being trained. I have in Jason's mentorship program, he gives VAs like every month. He'll send his VAs interview other VAs. So he'll send a Google Doc of all these VAs and their resume and recordings and interviews, everything for them. They're way cheaper, half the price, but you also have to train them. So I'm talking to him weekly. I'd have to, every day I'd probably have to talk to him for 30 minutes. Just, hey, let's target this, let's go over this. I don't have the time to do that really. So I'm gonna pay a premium, to have somebody who understands the game and knows how to talk to sellers. And so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try it for a month. I'll have an update for you guys next week.
Oh.
And are you using them for Alabama properties or for California as well?
I'm going to do, so I'm only doing 20 hours a week.
Uh-huh.
So this month I'm going to just do Alabama. I think. I don't know. I think I was thinking about going the whole month or maybe 2 weeks and 2 weeks. I don't feel like cold calling works out here. It's very difficult. I don't want to sound like snooty, but California people are different,
Yes,
and
they are.
yeah, I just don't think they take well to somebody call and say, hey, we'll
Right.
make an offer on your property, and it just doesn't go well. And I just think his time would be better spent in Alabama, calling in Alabama than here. Here is all online. Like a lot of leads are pay-per-click or pay-per-lead here. Like everybody's online doing stuff. So that's where I found my most beneficial deals. I highly recommend that too as well. If you guys need help with that or want to go over that, I could screen share and show you how I do my paper leads. If you guys want to see that, how that looks. But that I feel is one of the best marketing strategies. It's expensive, but it's one of the best marketing strategies.
That's through Facebook or is it?
No, that's I'll show you guys. Hold on. Or does everybody have a minute to see?
Yeah.
Hold on.
What do you pay per, like, is it pay per click then kind of?
No, it's pay per lead. So I'll show you right now. So this is my account. Only Lindsay can share the screen. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm on my phone. I'm trying to figure out how to give you privileges. I have to get back in.
Okay.